Who invented basketball? Hi, welcome to Curious Kids Every Day. I'm Josh. How are you doing today? It's so good to hear from you. Hey, do you like to play basketball? Growing up, I loved playing basketball. When I was a kid, I used to imagine that I was a famous basketball player like Michael Jordan. And my claim to fame was that I had never ever missed a shot. Not once ever. Every single time I threw the ball toward the net, swish, it went in. You know, basketball is actually a pretty young sport. Did you know that? It hasn't been around that long. I was learning about it today because I got an email from a curious kid named Lily. Lily wondered, who invented basketball? Basketball was invented by a man named James Naismith in 1891. At the time, James Naismith was teaching at a school in Springfield, Massachusetts. Now, are you from Massachusetts? Or have you ever visited there? Or do you have family there? If so, what is something you know about Massachusetts? Especially Massachusetts in the wintertime. Yep, it gets really cold. Massachusetts is in the northeastern section of the United States, and it is freezing up there in the winter. So James had a problem to solve. See, his students needed a game they could play indoors during those really cold months of the year. They already had lots of outdoor sports they liked to play, but when the weather was snowy, they needed something to do inside the gym. So James started thinking, what kind of game could be fun and a lot of exercise, but also work really well inside? It needed to fit in a gym because you couldn't use a big field, and it needed to get players moving, but it had to have rules that would keep the game from getting too rough. Then James had an idea that changed the world. He thought, what if you had a ball in your hand, but you weren't allowed to run with the ball? That would make it different from American football or rugby, where running with the ball is kind of the whole point of the game. That's a pretty interesting idea. Players would have to pass the ball to each other instead of just grabbing it and charging across the room. Then James had another idea. What if instead of the goal being on the ground like in soccer, what if the goal was above your head and you had to throw it in? James looked around the room and he saw some peaches in a peach basket. So he took the peaches out and he attached that peach basket up high in the gym. And then he put another peach basket on the other end of the gym. And then he grabbed a basketball and... Wait a minute. He didn't grab a basketball. He was inventing basketball. What kind of ball did James use then? Well, at the time, James grabbed a soccer ball. It was the best ball he could find. So when the students came into the gym, they found James holding a soccer ball, and there were peach baskets hanging up high on either side of the gym. It probably looked pretty funny, but what they didn't realize at the time was they were about to play the very first game of basketball ever. Now, I tried to estimate about how many games of basketball have been played since that first game in 1891. it's probably over 100 billion. That day in that gym in Springfield, Massachusetts, those students and their teacher invented one of the most popular sports of all time. The goal was to throw the ball into the other team's basket. That's where the name came from, basketball. At first, it was written as 2 words though, basket ball. James Naismith wrote 13 rules for the new game, and some of them are still used today. Some of them have been changed a bit, and at least one isn't used at all anymore. When James came up with the game, I guess he was really concerned about the players getting too rough, so he made it so that if you fouled the other team 3 times, the other team got an automatic goal. But one of the biggest differences is Rule 3, the first big idea we talked about. Remember how we said that James's idea was that you wouldn't run with the ball? But if you've played basketball before, you know that you can move with the ball. You can run with it. You just can't hold it while you're moving. That's called traveling. Do you know what you have to do instead? Right, you have to dribble the ball. You have to bounce it up and down in your hand while you move. But have you ever tried dribbling a soccer ball? No, you can't do that. You need a basketball for that. And basketballs hadn't been invented yet. So James's original idea was more about passing the ball from teammate to teammate. That first game was played in December of 1891, and there were 9 players on each team back then. Oh, and when someone scored, the ball didn't fall through the basket because the peach baskets still had bottoms. Someone had to get the ball out each time there was a score. Eventually, the game changed. The baskets were changed, the ball changed, the rules changed. Dribbling became part of the game. Teams got smaller, the game became faster. But the basic idea that James Naismith invented is still there. Players move the ball, pass to teammates, take shots, and try to score by getting the ball through a hoop. If you've ever wondered why we sometimes call getting the ball into the hoop scoring a basket, now you know. It's all thanks to a man named James Naismith in 1891 who was just trying to stay out of the cold. All right, let's have a quick quiz. Oh, remember the name we just said? Who invented basketball? A man named James Naismith. And what year was basketball invented? 1891. And what kind of ball was used in the first game? A soccer ball. And what did they use for the first hoops? Peach baskets. That's why we call it basketball. Let's play true or false. True or false? Basketball was invented as an indoor game. Yep, that's true. But you know what? I bet that most of the time that you have played basketball, it's been outside. That's at least true for me and my kids. We like to play basketball outside. True or false? The first hoops were metal rims with nets. No, that's false. They were peach baskets. True or false? The first game was played with 5 players on each team. Nope, the first game had 9 players on each team. Would you rather be a professional basketball player or a professional soccer player? I didn't play much soccer growing up, though I do enjoy it. I did like playing basketball, though, so I guess I would choose to be a professional basketball player. What about you? All right, let's play a round of What Am I? What am I? I am something that helps a game stay fair. Players follow me so everyone knows how a game works. And James Naismith wrote 13 of me when he invented basketball. What am I? I am a rule. Well, today we learned that basketball was invented by James Naismith in 1891. He created it as an indoor game for students during the winter. He was just trying to keep them warm. The first version used a soccer ball, 2 peach baskets, and just 13 rules. It looked different from the game we know today, but the main idea was already there. Pass the ball, shoot, and score. And you can't punch the ball with your fist. That rule has always been there. That's still a foul to this day. What kind of question do you think we'll ask tomorrow on Curious Kids Every Day? I can't wait to find out. So until then, keep asking questions and stay curious, kids. And we've got some birthdays today. Happy birthday to Callum from Florida, who's turning 3. Happy birthday, Callum. Heidi from Maryland is turning 6. Happy birthday, Heidi. Emmett from Louisiana is turning 8. Happy birthday, Emmett. Vera from Massachusetts is turning 5. Hey, that's the place where we're talking about today. Happy birthday, Vera. Lauren from Ohio is turning 6. Happy birthday, Lauren. Neil from Luxembourg is turning 6. Happy birthday, Neil. And it's Kyle's birthday too. Kyle is from Ontario, Canada. Happy birthday, Kyle. Michael from Connecticut is turning 7. Happy birthday, Michael. Aaron from Wisconsin is turning 9. Happy birthday, Aaron. Campbell from Illinois is turning 5. Happy birthday, Campbell. Calvin from New Hampshire is turning 4. Happy birthday, Calvin. Cooper from New Hampshire is turning 7. Happy birthday, Cooper. Sammy from Utah is turning 6. Happy birthday, Sammy. Barrett from Indiana is turning 3. Happy birthday, Barrett. Rayanch is from Missouri, and it's Rayanch's birthday too. Happy birthday, Rayanch. Noah is from California, and Noah is turning 6. Happy birthday, Noah. Tilly from South Carolina is turning 5. Happy birthday, Tilly. Matthew from Maryland is turning 7. Happy birthday, Matthew. Wesley from New York is turning 5. Happy birthday, Wesley. Betty from New York is turning 7. Happy birthday, Betty. And Kenny from Florida is turning 4. Happy birthday, Kenny. To all the grown-ups listening, if your curious kid wants their birthday mentioned on the show, please visit supportcuriouskids.com and join the Curious Kids Club. That's supportcuriouskids.com. See you tomorrow.